look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Wednesday. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? How you doing?
Doing good. Very excited today. Big day. My oldest son, Colin, is in town here today.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're getting in here in just a bit. So going to get to hang out with he and his boyfriend today. So I'm looking forward to that.
Any big plans?
Yeah, they're. I think we're gonna go to where they're staying and just kind of hang out there. And so I'm gonna do a little bit of work from there, brought my laptop. So, but at least I'll be in the proximity. So I'll do what I need to do today, work-wise, and then spend a little bit of time with them. So it should be good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's real nice. So I'm looking forward to that. So and then we're gonna do probably a family dinner tonight and try to see them. They're in town for a wedding on Friday night that we're going to in Okeechobee. But I think pretty much after today, he's going to be with friends, and then they take off on Saturday. And so I wasn't really going to get to see him. So yeah, so I wanted to squeeze in whatever time I could. And this dang job is always standing in the way. So it's tough to do both.
Careers.
Where are they staying? Are they staying local in
Yeah, they're
Palm
staying
Beach?
in Jupiter.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Staying in Jupiter. Yeah, it's not going to be far. So I think today we're going to be kind of hitting up I'm hoping that we're going to go and I'm going to take them to like the Love Street, Guanabanas, and just kind of do some bar hopping around all those places.
It's so fun. You can just go over there and you can just park your car.
Yep.
There's even like little shuttle golf carts that'll bring you from spot to spot
Oh, really?
to spot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
Yeah, they have the little Jupiter taxi that it's just a little like a golf cart.
Yeah. So if anybody's up there this afternoon, keep an eye out. Going to be there, tearing it up, getting, middle-aged dad crazy, as I like to do. Well, we got some emails to jump on here today. Boy, people got their eyes on Virginia. Always watch and see what she's got going on.
I bet you I know what this is about without. Let me see.
There's two emails, but what do you think? What's your guess?
Is it from yesterday's show?
It's in reference. Yeah, both of them actually reference yesterday's show.
Someone's calling her out for not completing the do it bitch punishment.
Bingo.
Boom, I knew it.
Says V barely drank her puss wine, as you can clearly see in the pics. So they've done still shots. They present that. Is there evidence?
That's amazing.
Then I watched her carefully place the cup in the trash can so it wouldn't spill. Kevin ignored the chat room, who was basically screaming that she did not drink her punishment and ignored us. Kevin never asked her how it was. He only asked Jaybird. I think we need her to do it again or make her prove she completed the task in the future. Just saying. Love you, V, but come on. This was the stuff you like. Octopus and wine. What punishment?
She fucking Columbo'd your ass.
I did not finish it. I drank the same amount that Jaybird did because when I went over to said trash can, I looked in to see what his cup was doing, and I did the same exact thing that was in his cup. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Look, this is not my fight.
I did the work. I looked at the cups.
Yeah.
This is not my fight.
And I was not ignoring the chat room. It's just, sometimes I got a lot of stuff going on here, so I try to take a peek whenever I can, but sometimes I can't always be on every comment that comes up, so I didn't see it going down.
And sometimes if you're getting in the chat room, you can appear dickier than you are. Sometimes you'll just not you, Kevin.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
calling
hear
you a
you,
dick. But sometimes even if I answer back on something or make a comment, I look back and go, it sounds like I'm being a dick, but I'm really not trying to be a dick. If you were in front of me, you'd realize my body language would be like, hey, what's going on?
I drank like 80% of that wine. There was barely any left in the cup.
Now we get the truth.
It was
Your
the
Honor.
same amount as yours.
I fucking drank all mine. I drank every drop of it.
She's saying you didn't.
Yeah, don't turn this shit on me.
She's saying you need to be called out.
Yeah.
There was still octopus in your cup. I saw it.
No one said you had to eat all the octopus. I drank it. I drank every lick of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever, man.
There's controversy here.
Good.
Mike says, puss wine lies.
Don't make me make another documentary about you.
I drank all of the liquid, but I did not eat all of the puss.
GWB said there's no way that was 80%.
I'm telling you.
They're fucking coming.
I'm telling you.
Big Prince of Peace says, look at the blame shifting going on.
Oh, it's I'm getting gaslit.
No,
Yeah.
I went over to the trash cans because I wanted to see and make sure that I didn't make him do more than I did. That's what I looked at. If you go back and look at the video, you'll see me looking in the trash can at his cup and then going, okay, I don't want to have loose octopus pieces in the trash can. So I gently placed mine in there just like his was, with octopus still in the cup.
This is the part of the trial where the lawyer against Virginia just lets her keep talking. No, let her keep talking.
Yeah, you think she's burying herself right now?
Oh, yeah.
With the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
The facts. Did you look at the cups? No, you did not.
No.
You just put yours in the trash and moved along like a man.
No, because I don't look at any of the bullshit you do.
I wanted to make sure it was fair, and I looked in there to make sure that we had done the same amount of punishment.
Hashtag PussWineGate 2025 starting to trend.
Good.
People are up in arms about this.
And ain't that some shit? I'm not even coming for you, and you're coming at me, shifting the blame. That's some bullshit.
Go eat some puss.
That poor panda.
Okay. All right, we'll let the jury in the chat room decide.
Puss wine.
They are the jury. They are the jury, and I do like Puss wine would sell. It would. It would do
Think
very.
so?
Yeah, I do. If it tasted good,
But so it's not octopus flavor. You're talking about something else?
yes. If you just called it Puss wine, I think people would be like, "What is this?"
Until you drank it, it tastes like octopus. You're like, what the hell is it?
But what if it tasted that shitty, but it gave you the most peaceful, tranquil buzz? You're a better father after you have a couple drinks of it. You're a better mother. Do you still drink with that kind of taste in it? Do you still go for it?
I feel like you're a better human when you have a little puss juice in you, don't you?
I just say sometimes you hear that buzz where you're kind of like just like you're in a chill, goofy, fun mood. Nothing's gonna get to you. If it did that to you at the most peaceful level, would you fight through the taste?
No.
Yeah, you would. I would.
Oh, you would?
Give me that puss wine.
He loves a little puss on his lips.
I would love some puss wine.
Well, asking the question, is Virginia guilty? 13% of people said no.
13? That's, alarming numbers.
I looked at the cups, though. I deliberately did.
Yeah, we know. The glove didn't fit. We know.
You must have quit.
If the cup is full, you're full of bull.
And Jeremy's keeping his eyes on Virginia for a different reason. He said, I was watching Tuesday's show on YouTube, and I could not focus on anything but Virginia's cleavage.
Well, now these are the kind of emails your girl likes to get.
Speaking of puss wine.
So I am starting a petition for the new studio that there must be at all times a cleavage cam. So far, it has 378 signatures. All of them are mine.
All of them are his. That's great. Oh, cleavage cam, with your consent, of course, would do numbers.
Oh, I will absolutely sign off on this project.
We can get a sponsor for that.
Okay.
You can hook up a camera to my forehead so it just points down the whole time.
Well, I think we want to make it special, though. Denny's, go to the cleavage cam. Oh, the cleavage cam sponsored by. Yeah. It's got a sponsorship.
Yeah, I walk by the studio that we hopefully one day will occupy, and I see like they had the video thing up, and you can see just how crystal clear and how bright the cameras are going to be, and the video footage, and you see all the little tools and all that kind of stuff. It's just going to make the show so much better. And then I go home and edit our shitty blurry video that we currently are dealing with.
Convenience stores have better fucking video than this.
And I put a filter on it. It did something weird on my face. Somebody's like going, when did Kevin get all fat?
You put a fat filter on yourself?
I accidentally put a fat filter on myself trying to get rid of the blur.
Don't read the comments,
Oh my God,
baby.
he's 50 pounds heavier. I'm like, this damn old studio.
What do you think about this for a sponsor? Cleavage Cam, brought to you by Puss Wine.
Well, yeah, I love it. Puss wine doesn't exist. So.
Well, we can start
All
it.
right, it sounds like a great use of our time. The conversation alone's wasting my time.
You're welcome to leave.
When?
And I got an email here today that is addressing the email we read earlier on the regular show about the 11-year-old in the 5th grade who wants a phone to text his girlfriend. And it says, yeah, I was on my way to school today when your segment about an 11-year-old getting a phone came on. My son turned and looked at me. I looked at him. We had the biggest smiles. And he's like, wait a minute. I lied right through my teeth. I said, no, it's not me. I promise you, that's not me. Thank God you didn't read the actual email verbatim because he probably would have known. But I was able to convince my son that it's just a similar situation. Good Lord, Kevin.
Oh.
But I do have an update because she's been reading the text that he's sending back and forth with his new advanced girlfriend. And she said, I saw that she texted, I love you to him last night.
I love you.
But he didn't respond until this morning, and he just said, good morning. A few days ago, I told my son that, she might say, I love you, but you don't have to say it back if you don't want to. And apparently he listened.
Wow.
Look, 11 is still so freaking young,
It is,
man.
yeah.
You're a kid. You're not, some kids don't even start thinking about that kind of stuff until 12 or 13.
And she don't even know what love is.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a little young to be throwing
I
I
know.
love
Well,
yous
yeah,
around.
of
3
course.
weeks in.
Well, she's 11.
Yeah, because without saying.
Of course not.
She doesn't know what
She's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah, she thinks she knows, but yeah.
But it's
she doesn't.
okay for you to say, well, I got to build up to that, honey.
Right.
Virginia's going in on the 11-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Simmer down over there, hot pants.
Still play this for the kids, please. Not the segment.
She's a little charged up for me.
Now, somebody who is looking for a little bit of help here says, what is your advice on dealing with a POSX, piece of poo-poo? I have 2 kids that go back and forth between their dad and I. I feel like I have to work double to be a good mom to make sure that they don't end up like their dad. He does and says things that I obviously cannot control. Even my oldest son told me that his dad makes him feel like shit with some of the things he says. My ex is an unrationalized person and hard to talk to. My kids are 14 and 10. So how do I cope with dealing with the POSX that I will most likely have to deal with for the rest of my life? I think I've even heard you talking about it, Virginia. You can only be as good of a parent as you can be. And a lot of times it's good to offer the exact opposite of what they are. And kids are smart enough and they see that. If you can mirror what a great parent looks like, I think a lot of times kids do. They understand that, you know what, I got a POS dad. And thankfully, I have a great mom. And as they get older and mature, I think that vision to them becomes even more clear. And they will make their own choices on how they want to handle their dad in the future when they become adults and how much they want to involve him in their lives. And look, if he's making them feel like shit, it'll be less and less.
Absolutely, especially because he's making them feel like shit. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to just be a bad dad and be absent or, terrible things like that. If you actually are abusive or you're mean and you're making your teenage boy feel like shit on the reg, you're not going to have to do anything to be the favorite parent. You just keep it steady, do what you do, try to not shit talk him as much as possible, and it'll all play out.
Because it may not even hit him till when he's older. He's thinking, well, Mama's really, really so mature and cool in that situation. He obviously knows Dad's a dick face, but sometimes it doesn't hit you on how great a parent was until you get a little bit older and go, wow, they really did a great job in that situation.
Yeah.
Make sure one thing, though, you might want to do for your son, if he is verbalizing to you that his dad is being mentally abusive, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put him in a little therapy so he can work through those things. If you yourself don't have the education or training to help your son navigate this, because you don't want him to carry damage into his future relationships because of how his dad treated him.
Yeah.
You want to try to nip that in the bud, and if he's telling you what his dad is doing to him, that means that it's probably 5 or 10 times worse than he's actually telling you.
Yasik said, yeah, my kids are older and they realize that their dad was the problem. But the key here, too, for you to add into this, don't talk bad about him to them. Never say anything bad.
Don't refrain as much as possible. Bite your tongue.
Save it for the girlfriends. Save it for your friends.
Yeah, you're winning. Every time you hold in every bad comment that you want to say, that's a win for you. It may not feel like a win, But that is a win for you.
But for your own mental health, you do need a friend or a confidant. You can be able to get it all out, because holding all that in is going to be tough. You can't hold that shit in there. You got to be able to express how you feel. If not, you're going to become an internal bomb.
But you're right. Tell it to your girlfriends, not to your kids. Be strong for them. Be the reliable, kind, loving parent. Show them how parenting should be done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, a couple of interesting stories that we didn't have a chance to get to on the regular show today. I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but Virginia Giuffre that passed away, they believe by suicide in Perth, Australia. She is the girl.
Who believes that? Prince Andrew? Oh, yeah, it was suicide. It was suicide.
Well, that's going to be the ultimate question. If you don't know, she was originally from Loxahatchee. She went to Royal Palm High. She got caught up in the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. She's the one that was apparently trafficked off to Prince Andrew. She was 41 when she took her own life, reportedly on April 24th. Her dad is calling for a further investigation because I don't think he's believing the suicide thing. She had, tweeted out 4 years ago that she is not suicidal. If she ever winds up dead of suicide, don't believe it. Investigate. I don't know if that was a setup to how she eventually took her life. Now, her family does say she struggled with severe mental and physical pain, which was intensified by the recent car accident she was in. She also was recently separated from her husband. There were allegations of him abusing her. That's where the bruises came from, not from a bus supposedly hitting her at 62 miles an hour.
What if he's on the take, the husband?
Yeah, I don't think I think that it's worth it. I'd like for them to flush all this out. I hope that they will. I assume they are. There was also a court order limiting her contact with her own children. She had 3 children. So I had not heard that part either. And apparently she had a pretty traumatic past, including childhood abuse and years, of course, being trafficked with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. It was in 2002 that she moved to Australia, got married, had the 3 kids, and became an advocate for survivors. So it did sound like she was dealing with a lot of issues right there and a lot of things from her past. And I'm wondering, what else was it other than the trafficking to Epstein? Her dad is the one that is wanting to have the investigation. Was he responsible at all for any of the traumatic past that she had? So
crazy and heartbreaking.
Yeah, the more that I hear, the more that I wonder. So we'll see. So who knows? You just feel like it'd be kind of nice to see the royal family take a hit, though, right?
Well, if Prince Andrew was a part of all this, why is he still walking around scot-free, living that prince life?
Well, they demoted him, Virginia. He has to, he had to move into one of these side cottages.
The smaller castles?
Yes.
He's Prince Light now.
He's Prince Light. He's in, only a 800,000 square foot castle.
Does he work? No, he does not. Does he just still get a paycheck? Yes, he does.
He probably thinks he's struggling so hard, too.
Oh, he's probably like, gosh, man,
believe this.
My life's ruined.
I mean, I can't believe this.
My life's ruined. Can somebody get me a Coke?
Yeesh.
Yeah. Rumors are that Prince William is about to officially revoke Harry and Meghan's status of the royal titles. They said as soon as he becomes king, that's going to be his first act. And I guess Meghan almost has a cease and desist now where she's not allowed to use her title to promote her brand, and she's been violating that, and that's what's motivating this.
But dude, do you see what she just did? She did something so brave. All the media is talking about it.
No, really?
Kevin,
What'd she do?
She did an
Good for her.
interview without makeup on. Oh my gosh, the bravery.
What did she do that was brave?
No, she had no makeup on, I guess, during her interview, and just people are calling her brave for it.
Oh, for the not makeup? That's the brave part?
Very brave.
She's naturally gorgeous.
I mean, some of these fucking headlines. The bravery of Meghan Markle. What's her name? Meghan McCall? What is it?
Meghan McCall?
Meghan McCall.
Meghan Merkel? Markle?
No, she wants you to call her Sussex.
Oh.
That's what she snapped at the other day when they were doing an interview. She says, it's not Markle, it's Sussex.
She did?
Yeah.
I mean, you're acting like I'm surprised that I didn't see that. You know I don't fuck with the Royals.
Yeah, she did. I get, Prince William probably being a little perturbed with the whole thing. And I heard that he also put a block on Harry coming to see their dad when he's in the hospital for the cancer treatments. Where he's like, no.
Because he didn't want Meghan around?
Well, I don't think he likes how they've handled it. So I don't know. I don't have a side on all this, but as far as internal drama with rich people.
Well, on TikTok, which I love to read all the TikTok stuff, they call Meghan Markle this move she does to Harry whenever they're anywhere. They call it the claw. So look on TikTok, search for the Markle claw.
Does she? Is that her reining him in?
Yes.
Oh, really?
But she does it all the time. There's so many videos.
So what is it? What is she does? What is the claw? What's
so
the move?
anytime he's trying to say something or do something or move away from him, move away from her, or even like not appear to be so happy and so perfect and so like on the same page, she'll do this thing where she uses her hand and claws and like pulls him in. And they have so many clips of her using the Markle claw on Prince Harry. And they put them into compilations.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens. You don't even realize people on the internet are doing all this shit, kind of like Virginia's wine.
There are claw compilations all over TikTok, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, and the thing for me, because we're so immersed in pop culture stuff for what we do here for the job, and I'm seeing a lot of that too, and I'm like, okay, are they conflating this so that it's not accurate? Because there are some targets that they have, and I see it. I look at the video proof, I'm like, yes, I feel that way too. Some of the Katy Perry videos that I've seen, just showing some cringy moments from her concert, and there seems to be a few marks that everybody is going after, whether it be Meghan Markle. Katy Perry seems to be on that list. The girl who was in Snow White. They seem to have
keep
videos.
in mind too, everyone, the people you're naming they're very vocal politically.
And that's why I don't know. Are they hit pieces that people are conflating this to make it unrealistic to what it is, and they're making something out of nothing? Because that's the one thing that I get. I feel like these sleuths, they present it to you in a way that it does taint the way you feel about them. I'm like, is this fair? Can I look at this clip and can I feel the way they feel, or am I being manipulated?
The great thing about these claw videos is they show her giving him the claw, and then they zoom in on his face.
Right.
And he's like, meh. He just doesn't like the claw. It's pretty good.
Look,
I hear what you're saying, and I just wonder, am I being manipulated? Is that really how he feels? Is this true? Are you getting a good reading, or have they manipulated the video and the way that they're presenting it unfair to the victim or the target they have?
I don't need Republicans, Democrats, or anybody in the middle to tell me that Katy Perry is cringe. That's my own eyes watching what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But I've done a very, very deep dive on Katy Perry.
Yeah.
I mean, a little too much, to be quite honest with you. What it is what's rubbing people the wrong way is she's being fake, and then on top of that, she's being cringe as well. The whole, for astronauts, and this is so special. And everyone's like, well, it's not that special, and only rich people can go up there.
Yeah.
And you're not an astronaut.
And you're not an astronaut,
Right.
and I'm not going to sing. Why does everyone want to make me sing? And then she sings, she just got overcome with emotions.
Well, I
what
think
a wonderful world.
people seem to like relatable celebrities who try to make themselves look a little bit more like they're just a common person. And everything Katy Perry did and said, it's like she said, what I'm saying is so profound. This is a moment in time. It was almost like, how when the true astronauts, landed on the moon and they immortalized their words. When Katy Perry got out of that capsule, it seemed like she was like, this is going to be one of those moments that 60 years from now, people will be talking about what I'm about to say.
The reporter goes up to her and starts asking all this questions. So I can now call you an astronaut, and it's got Katy Perry, astronaut, on the screen. That's her new title. Gayle King coming out there trying to make it a gender war? No, she's saying that she's an astronaut and comparing herself to a man who walked on the fucking moon. What?
I think
you're not supposed to get annoyed by that.
You had a penis rocket filled with women that are not self-aware.
Yeah.
It's
They
a
were dressed like
penis.
they were in Fantastic Four.
It's a penis rocket filled with women who are very rich, not self-aware, got caught up in drinking their own Kool-Aid about how awesome they are.
And it rubbed people the wrong way.
And it rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah, there's a part of the Wonder Woman.
You can be humble in that moment.
The Wonder Woman, they did a screenshot. She's got fucking heels on. She had a heel. They weren't even wearing moon boots.
Yeah, so that is the one takeaway I always have when I see those videos, because I catch myself having the same opinion and feeling that they do, but I was like, look, this is a hit piece. I'm being manipulated here to try to feel the same way that they do. Is this fair to this person?
There are so many manipulative videos on TikTok.
Yeah, there are.
So many.
And it is, I mean, part of it I do think can be a little bit political because the one side's
Yeah.
going to play all their clips and do all that. But there's definitely people who are, it's got nothing to do with politics that are just saying, it's kind of, look, I respect NASA and doing all that space stuff. It takes a great deal of training to do all that stuff. And to say you're an astronaut after 2 days of
you're
training is insulting. It is.
I do get that, and I still stand by, because look, I had the feelings of cringe when I saw the raw, unedited, not hit piece kind of stuff. In fact, we kind of did the first hit piece the next day when we just railed on it. But what we said is what then everybody else was mimicking about it. So I felt like, okay, I think our feeling and sentiments of that whole experience is what a majority of people seem to feel.
And the other thing I don't like, and I think a lot of people don't like, they tried to turn it into a sexist issue. It had nothing to do. It could have been 7 dudes up there. It could have been 4 and 3, 3 and 4. It had to do with how, if you didn't like it, you're automatically a sexist pig, Gayle King. Well, if this was a man, no, I'd be making fun of this as just as much. If it was 7 dipshit celebrities up there.
Yeah.
7 men riding in a penis rocket.
It doesn't matter.
If you look silly, then people are going to call you silly. If you look unaware of how you're coming off because you're so out of touch, because you're so rich, because everybody in your inner circle just kisses your ass all day and you're not self-aware, this is what can happen.
And then you double down and say that if you don't agree with our mission, you don't support women? What?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way.
They could have been humble about it. They could have been like, oh my gosh, we are so lucky. We are privileged women. We are blessed in our lives. And we got to go up and pretend to be astronauts for 2 seconds in space. And wow, how fun was that? We have nothing but respect for the real astronauts. And
exactly.
we were lucky enough to play astronaut.
Yeah.
Like we got in the costumes.
That's how it should have gone.
It was Halloween. Yeah. We loved it. Right. And now we're back on Earth and we're just saying thank you for giving us the opportunity to get in your penis rocket.
They still would have got critique, but they would not have the passion.
Not to this level.
No.
Not to this level, and it feels like it's still going.
Well, because people are doing what they do the deep dive thing. There's so many videos out about this astronaut ride.
Yeah.
But guys, they tricked me. I'm saying astronaut ride. This whatever this was, a space trip. They've analyzed every frame by frame.
Now, another mark right now that some people are coming after is Terrence Howard for his appearance on Bill Maher's podcast, where he talked about he almost played Marvin Gaye in a biopic, but he backed out after learning that Marvin Gaye was, in fact, gay. And he said that he could have portrayed Marvin Gaye, but there was a romantic scene that he saw, and he didn't want to say, quote, I would cut my lips off, basically talking, if I kissed some man, I would cut my lips off. And so, people are upset that as an actor, he would not be willing to kiss another man to play the role of a gay man.
Have you ever seen Terrence Howard in an interview?
I
don't think he gives a fuck what you think.
He does not. And I see, people are coming for him for that. And you're right. I don't think he is going to care. And so I think a lot of people are saying, okay. I think a lot of people probably say, look, you may have those feelings. That may be your own prerogative. But those may be the kind of thoughts that you keep to yourself.
It's certainly not smart in Hollywood, where you have a lot of influential gay people that make decisions about who does or doesn't do projects. I just think he kind of says whatever he wants, and he's never been good at playing the game when it came to politically correct.
It cost him the Iron Man gig.
Exactly.
They kicked him out of Iron Man because of whatever shit he was doing, and so he might want to maybe have an internal conversation saying your behavior and the things you say is costing you jobs.
And you do. I mean, people say it's not fair. You got to play the game when it comes to the entertainment stuff. You have to kiss ass. It's terrible. People sell their souls for that kind of
They do a lot worse, like sleep with Harvey Weinstein to be able to make it in Hollywood.
Which we know happened. We know some people willingly slept with Harvey Weinstein to get a role.
They looked at him, they looked at his gross penis, and they were like, all right, if I can be a movie star, I guess I'll do this guy.
No, I'm not saying he didn't do all the terrible things, but
we know he did that too.
There's other people that willingly would do that to play the game.
Absolutely.
Now, would anybody even blink if it was a gay actor saying, there's no way I would kiss a woman on screen because I just find it icky? Or would they be going, okay, we understand that is not your preference and that's not who you want to kiss, and if you want to not do that on the screen, then you have that choice. Does anybody even blink?
I mean, take your stance, but also take your lumps.
You're right.
If you want to have some stance about how you aren't going to be this or aren't going to be that, you're acting.
Right.
It's not you, Terrence.
It doesn't sound like when you're an actor, you ever want to close the door on any good, credible role that you could get, no matter who it is you're supposed to be playing, because, again, you are acting.
And it's hard to get gigs out there in Hollywood, and they've canceled people for way less.
Yeah.
I think he's doing more podcast circuit stuff now anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think
that's his role these days. He's pretty much shut every door in Hollywood.
Dude, be careful, because you're going to piss off the wrong powerful gay man, and he's going to just be like, blackballed. You're done.
Yeah. Well, he might be getting himself there. He might, and he might not care. He might be there. There's another story that kind of popped up today. I wonder what the discussion's going to be on this. Did you see the 54-year-old Miami-Dade sheriff's lieutenant that was arrested for choking out a transgender woman at his apartment after they met at 11, the strip club in Miami? He is a 30-year veteran of the force. They met at 11, and then they went back to Chala's 26th floor downtown apartment. And apparently, according to the story, is that there was some kissing going on, but then he wrapped his arm tightly around her neck and refused to let go. She told officers that she repeatedly asked him to stop. But, this dude's 275 pounds.
Oh, my.
And he held her neck for 3 minutes until she managed to escape. She then sought help from multiple neighboring apartments. One witness looked into her peephole where she saw the victim standing in front of her door, bleeding from her mouth, prompting her to open the door and call authorities.
Oh, my.
The police report says that she had visible red marks on her neck and chin and broken fingernails. Chala, who is the gentleman we're talking about from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Department, he was charged with battery, released on a $1,000 bond. He says he's innocent, though. He said, I did not squeeze that woman's neck. It's definitely lies on her part. They had apparently met at 11, started flirting, all that kind of stuff, wound up at his place. And, that's what's going to be interesting to see what happens from that. But it looks like it's the kind of story that might be blowing up a bit.
Oh, yeah. That will absolutely blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what the conversation is going to be on that one. And I don't think I had mentioned this, but I talked about the story before. Remember the woman, I think maybe she might have been from Fort Lauderdale, that she went over to Spain and then she turned up missing. And then her husband with the big-ass bushy eyebrows, he was caught on a surveillance camera at her apartment in Spain, and he was like spray painting the thing, and dude didn't cover his big-ass bushy eyebrows.
We're like, dude, we can see it's you. The brows match up.
Yeah. And so they finally got that guy, and they had him in jail, and he was getting ready to go on trial for her murder, even though they haven't found her body yet.
He made sure you're not going to find it.
Yeah, and I don't think they are going to find it because he has killed himself.
He did.
He committed suicide in a cell. Yeah.
That always annoys me when somebody has done something horrific and then they kill themselves and you never get the answers.
He probably really did kill himself, though.
Well, I mean, there's the Christopher Wilder case we've talked about.
Well, and we got the Virginia Griffrey story. That's how we started the whole thing off. And that's the big look. When she talked about getting hit by that bus, I'm like, gosh, if she goes, that is a major witness to what had happened in the Epstein trafficking case.
Well, you just kind of want answers and figure out what
You want justice.
Yeah.
You want people to pay for what they've done.
That dude's the guy Christopher Wilder, the serial killer that went through Florida. I brought him up before. He tried to escape and get through Canada, but there was a big shootout with the cops, and he ended up getting killed in the shootout. So they never found out what the fuck was going on. Why did you do this? And I guess you're never going to really get that answer from some of these guys.
Because he could lie.
He could lie, but you do want to get him in there and figure stuff out for at least for your loved ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so. I think that would just be so crazy. This guy killed one of your loved ones, and then he's gone, and there's no kind
closure.
of yeah. That's what it feels like. But then again, talking to the murderer may not be closure either.
Yeah.
I think it's only closure if he tells you where the body is and you didn't know.
Yes.
And you're able to go and get the remains of your loved one. Like, that is closure.
Yeah.
Just not knowing, something
Just
like,
having them be disappeared and you think that that's the guy that killed her, but you don't know for sure. And then he leads you to the body. That would be closure.
I think that'd be the biggest thing that you want. And there's also a debate going on here today, and who would win in a fight, a gorilla or 100 men? They've actually done even a simulation of this to see what it would look like. But you had a big silverback, pissed-off gorilla, and 100 men are trying to take this thing down.
just with hands, of course.
Yeah.
This is hand-to-hand combat.
It is hand-to-hand combat. 100 men versus a gorilla.
Let me guess, the gorilla wins.
Well, this is the debate. Some people are saying the gorilla for sure would win, just ripping guys the limb to limb as they came up upon him. But others said, no, when you get 100 men, if you get somebody on the back, somebody around the neck, somebody around the legs, I mean, you talk about 100 men on a gorilla.
If I had to make a bet and it said, Bird, you're going to lose everything, what do you pick? I'm going with the 100 men, I think. I think you can start choking them out,
All right.
holding down.
It's 99 men and you.
90 men.
99 men and you.
I don't know, gorilla might have a shot. I'm the weak link.
They say that a gorilla is as much as 10 times stronger, particularly in the upper body, than your average man.
Okay.
So you have to go in strategy.
But even with that, if you're looking at tenfold and you're bringing 10 to the tenfold, I would say that the numbers should outmatch it, at least when it comes to strength.
It should, too, because if you got all that action coming at you, it's hard to rip people's limbs off if you got all 100 men charging in at you.
Yeah.
I'm still going men.
Nate says, looking at today's men, my money's definitely on the gorilla. What was it BB Rex that said, I want to hear this soft girl era or whatever?
That's amazing.
Yeah, you're right. I would say men over gorilla. But that's my thought. What do you think, Virginia? Who do you think wins?
I think men over gorilla if they're able to have a plan.
Now, if it's just like a Royal Rumble or the thing where one guy at a time runs down the aisle, I think the gorilla wins. If it's 100 guys, but it's one every 10 seconds coming down, I think man's got a tough
if it's
time.
one at a time, he just rips the arms off,
Yeah.
and rips his
Next
head
5
off.
seconds.
Next, yeah. It has to be 100 at a time charging.
Right.
And by the 50th time that happens, the 51st guy, hey, you know what, you win, gorilla.
But I want to be 100 because I'm hoping the thing's slightly tired at least. 65% of people think that the gorilla would win.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they're putting it on that.
crazy.
Mr. Beast, the YouTuber, has talked about how he wants to make this happen. Dude, there's no way you could make that happen because you would have men dying. You would be, if not, then you'd be harming a gorilla. PETA would be involved. There's no way this happens.
Stick to making your little snacks.
Yeah. Which, by the way, his candy bars are mixed. My son found his candy bars at just a gas station in Lauderdale on Sunday, and he tried the chocolate bar, thought it was good. Cookies and cream, he said it's not very good.
Sometimes cookies and cream can taste weird.
That's what he said.
They try to make it like the ice cream, and they miss completely. I've had cookies and cream stuff, cookie form.
It's hit or
shit.
miss?
Yeah, hit or miss.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't. So just if you're going for the Mr. Beast chocolate bars.
I think the Mr. Beast chocolate and peanut butter is amazing.
I've had it's good. It's definitely good.
Really good.
I didn't think it was going to be better than Reese's, but I really think Reese's cup has shit the bed, man.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I really do.
Reese's doesn't slap like it used to.
It doesn't.
I don't care what anybody says. My tongue knows.
Too many people say the same thing for me to know it's not me that changed. They did change.
I still can get excited about peanut butter and chocolate, and Mr. Beast got me excited. Reese's don't get me excited anymore.
Something happened with the chocolate where everything became so filmy.
Yeah.
There's like a film on it.
And where is the, ooh, that's deliciously rich.
My gosh, I can't believe I just ate 8 of them.
It tastes chemically now instead of deliciously rich and luxuriously melting on your tongue like it used to.
They almost just taste like they're made cheaply.
Yep. Cheaper ingredients.
Well-
and they think you're stupid and they think you don't notice. They're doing it for profits and it's insulting to the American consumer.
Yep, could be. All right, well, want to wish good luck to the Florida Panthers tonight. They could be wrapping up their series with a win in Tampa against the Lightning, 7:30 ESPN2. That's going to be going down. And Inter Miami is in the CONCACAF Championship at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale tonight against the Vancouver Whitecaps FC.
CONCACAF?
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF?
Yeah, best of luck
Hard
to
to
them.
say.
And wishing better things for our Florida Marlins, who lost to the Dodgers yesterday 15-2. So I'm hoping that they could lose by less than 10.
They're playing the Dodgers tonight?
Let's see. They're doing a West Coast run right now. If the team decides to show up, they are taking on the Dodgers, yes, at 3:10. Game will be decided by 3:20.
You know what that means. Good news for the Dodgers.
They got to see the Marlins on their schedule and be like, God,
Sweet.
great.
A day off.
I bet,
Stat day.
I bet it's stat day, or they just all went out and got hammered last night. Be like, we'll be fine.
It was at the club.
Fine. We'll be all right. It's all good. All right, well, y'all enjoy your Wednesday. We'll see you back here on the KVJ show soon. Be good. Later.